previously in Elements of War.
A stern, feminine voice as she gives instructions for looking for Rockies. The quest is a fairly empty tavern. An older gentleman behind the bar. Amira, the moment you crest that staircase, beings that have been guiding you, this feeling of them being there starts to wash away. All around the coffin, the king of the stars. The moment you pass this door, believe. Whatever's in that coffin, it is out now. A flash all bounces along you. This one is red. Something snaps in the door. You can hear a figure on the other side. You realize the feeling of his power disappeared.
That's somehow scarier.
You owe me. The scene shows this white marble room. It's outlined in this beautiful gold, thin, shined. You can see Calcul standing there, along with 6 other figures. There's Kai, Dule is there, and even Rue, but there are also 3 others. You can see a small, 4.5 foot, appears to be this humanoid figure that's made out of this weird, wispy green dust. There also appears to be the most normal of them all, standing about 6 foot. As far as you can tell, just a normal man. And the last one, the shortest of them, standing at probably about 3 foot tall. A small bear that stands next to him. Calcul seems to be taking in a bit of information as he looks back to them. Calcul exclaims, "They woke him up. That wasn't supposed to happen. Why'd you let them wander in there?" Kai, the blue one, appears taken aback. "Well, they're safe, aren't they? I wasn't warned of Infinity being locked away in some commoner's basement. Why is he even in there?" The elementals kind of look amongst each other, murmur a bit, and look to Calcul. Calcul definitely distraught. Listen, I'm sorry, but for now we don't have time to worry about that. Right now we have Lila roaming around, and now we have Infinity. Seems troubled and kind of thinks on it. The little green one pipes up. Well, actually, what about the Fae problem? Calcul's head snaps to Fae problem. What the hell's going on at the Fae? As the little one looks to the rest of the people, beginning to realize that he might be one of the only ones that has this knowledge. Well, they're beginning to act a bit irresponsibly. It's beginning to affect the material plane. Weather patterns are becoming sporadic and the wildlife is starting to disappear. And you can see at this point, Dule, the taller, menacing looking woman, cuts him off. It supposedly has something to do with an amulet. It's entrusted to a noble, a well-trusted line in the Fae. It managed to slip out into the material plane. It's now in the wrong hands. The little one with the bear speaks up. "Oh, well, I heard if they don't get it back in time, I plan on invading the material plane." The whole group, including Calcul, seems a little concerned at this information. Pura speaks up. "What should we do then, Calcul?" Calcul, who is still deep in thought, takes a breath. "The main goal is still to keep the group safe, without throwing off the prophecy. Don't forget, we can't get involved too much, or else the future will begin to change. For now, I'll try to get some information on Lila. Pura, head to the material plane to see what you can find out what is happening with the Fae, and let me know what you find. Kai, keep a close eye on the group and track their progress. The rest of you can take whatever side you want. Kai or Pura." They all seem to simultaneously pound their hand to their heart as they all chant, "Yes, sir," or "Better tomorrow." Take a bow, and all seem to file out. Calcul turns back, and with a wave of his hand, you can see images pop up. It's almost like a magical journal of information that he's been keeping, as notes and images all start to arise, and he reads over them. The final one image being the pendant, same exact pendant that B had. You see the old man still tending to his bar, cleaning a few things. While he looks over to you guys, and he seems a bit surprised. Oh, you're back. Oh, how did it go? Are you guys all right?
They're sobbing behind them.
I don't think that you should make your... I know this, you probably don't want to hear this. You had a great plan with having a dungeon, you know, attracting adventurers. We cleared out a lot of monsters, but not really a safe place in general.
Why is that?
He's just gonna look back at Vale, look back at Eris.
Vale's going to... Why is that? And he's gonna walk up to the barkeep and like put his hands on his chest, like pleading and like terrifyingly. We almost died. There was this thing in a coffin, and it awoke, and there were these ghosts, and and then he's just going to like partially pass out, but he's still conscious.
The man immediately is like, kind of like pushes you off it. Well, I'm sorry that I put you through that. Oh, please forgive me. I had no idea that something that dangerous was down there. Please, if you need any drinks or food or on the house, feel free to gather yourselves again. I honestly had no idea. I did not mean to put you through that kind of trouble.
I'm more.
Listen, sir, this is a lot bigger than just a couple of powerful monsters. What we encountered down there, it was probably some kind of deity.
Oh, he sees now. It's starting to seep in a bit, the worry and the panic. I see. I truly had no idea. Maybe we can get some clerics or some paladins of the city to look at it for us.
I really think that no one should open that door.
Never again.
Vale's just gonna like erase his hand off the floor. Like, don't open the door. Don't open the door. I'm okay.
Listen, we're all okay. I appreciate your concern for us, but I'm a little bit concerned about you having your tavern on top of this.
Yes, well, of course. Maybe it is. Maybe I should look into relocating, maybe. Thankfully, there's not a lot of people in here, as you can see. Once the tavern clears out a bit, I'll shut it down for the day. Oh, and please, seems to reach under the bar. Seems to pull out like a little bag. It actually takes like a couple extra gold pieces and puts them in there. Hands it over to you guys. Please, for your troubles. I know it's not much, but please take it.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. I honestly wasn't expecting to get paid, but...
Oh, well, I mean, I don't want you to leave empty-handed. And again, if it's as dangerous as you say, then I'm sure you probably... I won't pry for any details, but I'm sure it must have been scary for having to put you through that. To take this, please. Scoots it across the bar to you guys. Originally, it was 200. He gives you guys an extra 100, so you got 300 total.
Beau's going to grab the man's hands and like shake him like, thank you so much.
Oh, it's no problem. And of course, if you guys want any food, well, it's not 5-star, but it'll fill you up. Please let me know. We will certainly get you some platters.
No offense, but I'm not really in the mood right now.
No, of course. We have beds too if you want to rest up, recollect yourselves.
When he wants us to sleep above the ancient deity that just almost killed us.
Yeah,
Anyway, thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate it. I am very glad I did send any more people down there.
Yes, please be safe, and I wish you luck with your tavern business.
Yes. Speaking of which, he seems to fish up, pulls out like a little padlock and starts to walk back down there. He goes down there. You guys can hear an audible like he comes back up. He put a padlock on the door containing infinity, so he believes, I mean, you can see it on his face. He is for sure that he has locked that up. It is not opening ever again.
Honest to God, I want to leave. Like, this is... I feel bad. Part of me wants to, like, help this man, but also, like... what we just experienced, I want to get as far away from it as possible. Like,
did you ever stop to question who closed that door on us?
We got paid. Let's just get out. We're alive. It's okay.
For now.
Vale, I understand you're worried, but please, I'm trying so hard.
Alright, you guys head back out. You guys are now back out in the streets of Prime.
So I want to turn to the party. Are you all okay?
I just want you to picture Vale, but with like a little birdie flying around his head. I'm great.
That was terrifying. But we all made it out alive. We have a head on our shoulders. Barely, but it's there.
Vale checks to make sure his head is on the shoulders.
For someone like me, there's nothing worse than feeling that helpless.
Oh, Eris! No. It's okay. You're not
Vale's about to
helpless.
cry.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Please don't be. You're not helpless. You were very strong back there. I mean, someone helpless
No,
would.
I wasn't. I was weaker than you. I mean, you at least did something to protect us. You're the reason we got out of there.
Huh? I am? I think you're giving me more credit. You're plenty strong. Don't say that about yourself.
No, I'm not. You don't understand.
I saw you fight. You were plenty strong. And in Vale, even though you don't know magic, you did wonderful. If we were weak, if we were helpless, we wouldn't have made it out of there, okay? Maybe a bit of luck, maybe a bit of destiny. I have no idea. But we're
Something
alive.
like that.
I think that we should, get some armor to feel a bit more protected.
Just go.
As you guys are walking down, a particular individual sticks out, a woman, but she almost looks feral. She appears to be looking at a paper, looking at it and looking back up. You can tell by the way she's looking. She's trying to find her way through the city. As she comes stepping up, eventually she comes across you guys, and she stops you, Beau. Hey, you!
Me?
Yeah, you. Do you know where the leader of this this place lives.
I'm sorry, I don't.
She clicks her tongue before she starts to push past you and continue on, just looking back at the paper. Back just starts to ask many different people along her path. What kind of armor are you looking for? Serious?
Plate armor? Maybe some really good plate armor?
Normal plate armor does run you about 1,500.
Jesus, I don't have that money.
And of course, you can imagine anything better than that is probably going to cost more.
It just crosses her arm. Pound.
For an extra 500, they do have adamantine plate armor.
Do they have stud leather armor?
That only runs you 45 gold.
I am buying it.
Place is too expensive.
How much do you need, Eris?
1,500. I have 229 gold.
I don't have that much to spare. I was gonna offer.
Do you guys want to fork up enough and try to get some plate armor, or?
We'd all have to band together, and Eris hasn't exactly been friendly to us. Well, also, our richest player's not here right now. She's got like 1,000 something. Like, it's insane.
Doesn't matter. I'll just deal.
But you're in bad mood.
Then maybe we should go to the next quest and make some more money.
I'll buy another thing of leather for Amira. This guy says, depends how much do you need to borrow from the Bank of Amira.
Not even Amira's that rich. We just give up, okay? It's whatever.
Amir has 1,400. Wow.
Sky offered 1,000 gold towards Eris's armor.
Beau, I'm chipping 250 if you need,
I
but
will spend all of my money. I have 229.
I will give up the 21 gold.
you will.
I will.
Wow, Vale's so nice.
Bees just watch you guys count out all this money. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
We're helping someone that doesn't deserve it.
You?
Listen, I've never seen you that upset, so I feel obligated.
I don't plan on being nice to you guys, okay? Look, we don't have to get the stupid armor if you don't
No,
want to.
you can just take it. I already give it to you.
Oh my god.
You guys are willing? Yeah, definitely fork up all that money. And Eris, you have some plate armor.
I'll give you 10 gold for your old armor.
I'll give you my old armor. Go ahead, take it.
We should go find quest area and complete quest for money. I'm gonna kill the wizard.
Don't kill him.
I feel like Vale can't kill anything.
Excuse you! I did a lot of damage! What do you mean? I blew up an ice cream!
But personality-wise, I don't think you can.
You know what? He's learning magic.
From the
Don't
best
get on the
teacher.
Exactly. Don't get on the other side of that Eldritch Blast.
We see the ice cream waves.
He does the thing cool people do with the hands, like he makes gun shapes and goes pew pew, and like fires an Eldritch Blast off in a random direction.
Okay, awesome. B takes out his guns.
At least I don't have to reload mine.
Both of you, maybe not in the street, in the public street.
Do you really want to get into an argument with B?
No, I don't.
Ladies, calm down.
I don't want to hear that from you, Eris.
I was just going to look at B and say, you know, if you carve like spiral shapes on the inside of those barrels, your guns would be more accurate, right?
How about I carve a spiral shape in your kneecap?
I mean, my knees won't be any more accurate.
To the quest!
B's eyes just slightly twitching.
I would say, I do have some bad news for you. Since you guys didn't take that quest first, that one's already been dealt with. That's somebody else.
I told you guys.
We have 1 or 2 places to go. You can go back to Rocky and check on it, because he would very much know if a quest got completed or not. Or you could just go to where it's describing.
Would we pass Rocky's on the way?
Oh yeah.
We should probably
No,
go
we
to
can just start
Rocky.
walking there and just ask Rocky on the way.
Come up and step in. You actually find Rocky appears to be talking to somebody. You see silvery armor, long hair, like reddish hair. The figure appears to be talking to him, asking for a group of adventurers, describing that there's a major problem that needs to be dealt with down south in Chimond, and she needs a capable group. And Rocky seems to be snapping back at her, saying that, listen, nobody has accepted the quest. We can't force any quest upon anybody. If they don't want to take it, they are not going to take it. He harshly goes back and forth, and as you guys step in, you see they both look back to you. Female and Rocky seem to meet your guys' gaze. And female, she looks, and she squints for a moment before looking back to Rocky. Wow, that's okay. I think I found my adventurers. There's a tap on the table. She begins to strut up to you guys. She speaks up. Listen, I'm going to be quite frank here. I need some help. We have an issue down in Chilman, and I need it dealt with. And I know you guys are just perfect because, well, I doubt you want to be going back to Chilmont in shackles. Pulls out a wanted poster. If you do it correctly, I can have your crimes pardoned in Chilmont.
What's the job entail?
She fishes around the satchel individual. By the way, if you don't recognize me, the name is Ormera Windhelm. Pulls up a kind of identification paper. I'm the leader of the Holy Order in Chilmond. What I need is somebody to find a man for me. He's camped out in the woods, not too far from the town. Every time we've gone out and searched, we've had little success finding him.
Is it an elf?
Not that we know of. He's always hooded every time he comes into town. Though he never causes any harm, he's known to have other humanoid figures join him. All they do is steal supplies, food, and a couple of weapons, and metals and valuables, things like that. Although they appear humanoid, we have reason to believe that they're under his control, possibly even crafted by him. You see, whoever this man is, he is very crafty. He is very slippery. He also has some kind of magic at his disposal. A dark, magical kind of energy. Tell you what, since you seem so hesitant with the initial part, I can pardon your crimes, and the city can award you 10,000 gold if you capture this man. I'm planning on the more eyes that we have, the better chance we have to find this individual. If you'd rather me take you back to prison, I would be more than happy to oblige.
I have a question.
She looks to you.
Take out my share of that gold. If you could promise me to help me find the elf that stole my pendant, that is worth more to me than any type of money.
She looks down to you, gives you this long squint. We'll look into it. If you find the individual that I'm looking for, and I would like to stress that he cannot know that you are wanting to capture him. Otherwise, he will most likely just slip away again.
Can we have a team huddle for a moment, Miss Ormera?
She seems hesitant.
We won't leave, just a little privacy.
She takes 3 steps back.
We'll huddle away from her a little. She can totally see us, but whatever.
You huddle away, she takes a step forward.
Hey, I'll just kind of whisper a little. This doesn't seem like a great situation, but I don't want to go back to jail.
We don't have a choice. That's the problem.
I mean, there's always a choice.
I did get out of the jail before, but that was thanks to Glum.
That was thanks to Muckleglum. That's not going to happen again.
I don't know, he liked me.
It's not like she's going to let us just talk to a friend before we go off, right?
Think she's gonna follow us? She's not gonna know if we technically just run away.
She speaks up. No, I will be following you.
Can we have a little bit more information? I know you said he's always cloaked, but do we have a name?
She shakes her head.
And the crime is just thievery?
Well, frankly put, he's putting the town in a bit of dire needs. The supplies that he is taking is very much crippling the town. When I say he's stealing, he's not just stealing enough for himself. It is mass quantities he is taking.
And he's not always alone? Sometimes he has other people with him?
He has other people have described him as humanoid, even contraptions. We think that he has some way to either possess or control objects or even craft them himself.
Do you have a location? You said a forest?
Well, he always retreats to the south. We have found cabins and homes residing in the forest, but they are typically always trapped, and they usually don't have who we're looking for. Most of the time, there's not even anybody in there. It's just diversion, I assume.
What would be the purpose of stealing all of that? Is it possible
What if
they're
it's
giving it
just
to people in need?
Well, I don't know. That is why I would like to apprehend them and question them.
Speaking of questioning, you didn't question any of us or anything when we got taken. So what's up with that?
Well, you were taken by the normal guides. You were under my order.
Well, they didn't do anything. It sounds like here, the whole governmental socioeconomic system in your city's kind of fucked. If someone asked me, they would have understood the thing of what was going on. And honestly, magic's around, so
She looks at you, squints, and you see she takes a piece of paper and jots something down on the paper and then puts it away. This is a problem we can deal with later. Right now, I am only focused on capturing this individual.
Okay, I have one other really important question. Why is no one else taking this quest?
Amira looks back at the tavern. All the other adventurers have been kind of listening in. They all start to kind of look off and look away. Well, it appears that your tavern here, or guild, whatever you want to call it, is full of cowards. They don't want to take on such a difficult quest.
Maybe they
I could have told you that just from looking at him. I don't understand what the issue is then. And I said that loud enough for everyone in the tavern to hear me.
Well, you're lucky you're Amira, too. They don't like you saying that, especially being the fact that you're a little goblin. But Ormera is just this protective shield for you guys right now. Her authority is was just enough to keep them at bay. At this point, Amira starts bringing you guys back out of the tavern. Listen, we don't have much time to talk. We got plenty of work to do. You're following Ormera out into the forest, heading out of Prime, heading down to Chillmond. It is about a day travel, so if you guys want to take a long rest, Ormera leads you to a certain spot into the forest and eventually stops. She looks back to you guys. Alright, listen, from here on out, I'm gonna need you guys to investigate this area as thoroughly as possible. Whatever you find, please come back and let me know. I won't move from this spot, but I cannot advance any further. I'm going with the assumption that this individual has seen me before, or at least knows of me. Chances are, if they see me with you guys, then our plan is blown. They will escape.
Are we infiltrating?
You're searching. I guess you could say you're infiltrating, yes. But I want you to try and come off it as you are not associated with me, at least in this individual's eyes. Try to play it off that as far as he is concerned, you are just another group of adventurers, perhaps passing through. That is, if you find him.
Alright.
So do we just walk off in random directions?
Should we split the party or not?
You guys want to split the party?
I'm gonna get the party together real quick and just tell them to, like, since we're not supposed to show we're looking for them, if one of us finds them and he asks anything, tell him you're looking for that elf. Tell him the whole story. If he happens to know the elf, that's better for me.
Okay, I think that's a decent plan.
How about we split off in groups? Beau, you can go with Vale, I'll go with B, and you guys can go with Amira.
I don't mind going in group, but if I'm being completely honest, Eris, I'm gonna walk closer to Eris and, like, bring him down to, like, my level. So I don't think they could handle themselves really well.
Look,
You
I was just
know,
trying to sort
maybe
them
like
based on,
this?
I don't know, who they like the most.
Are you saying you like me?
No, I'm saying that Beau and Vale don't like me, and I don't think they like you either.
What? That's so rude! B is
I am
awesome!
extremely lovable.
At last.
You
Oops.
are making huge assumptions, and I don't dislike you, Eris. I just think you're a bit grumpy.
I'm pretty sure you've said on multiple occasions you don't like me.
I've said that I don't like some of the ways you treat people. Like, sometimes you call me an idiot, and that it's a little hurting, you know, in my feelings. It's not the nicest way to meet someone.
I mean, they're not technically wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh, wait, never mind. And he turns around.
You guys splitting up into groups?
You only live twice. Might as well go for it.
You all split off. You take better part of an hour, maybe even an hour and a half. Vale and Beau, you're kind of out of your element here. This is wilderness, and you guys are kind of city boys. So Vale, walking around a little scared, jumping on a few sounds. Beau, you're trying to pay attention, but I mean, nature's a little bit more breathtaking than you thought it would be. Every now and then you're like, ooh, just looking at the trees and birds flying off. You guys don't even find a fake house.
We got a bit distracted.
B and Eris, as you are investigating, you see B hits the ground, Eris, and like starts to just like intently look at the ground, and even like sniff it at you, like start crawling around, just looking and smelling for something. I'm telling you, like the literal like hour and a half, he's doing this. Eventually, Eris can't take a moment, like whoa, stop, like stop B. In the fit of trying to grab his attention, you're trying to like pat his shoulder, but you end up just kind of like shoving his face into the ground. And you're like, oh look, and you like grab his head, just poof. You can see about 60 feet away. You got a little closer than you thought it would, and you swear you really didn't notice it until now, getting that close. But there appears to be a log cabin. It is a fairly decent size. Definitely looks like it can house multiple people. This cabin is actually intergrained into the side of a hill/mountain. And you can see a section off to the right of it. It has this big open area. There is a set of tracks, steel lines with wood beams in between them. Stretches out, goes from this hangar almost, stretches out and stops just shy of you guys. See, the end of the rails are kind of shattered and broken, bent out of place. I'd say that's about 10 feet away from you.
Before I get my face out of the ground, just like, at least warn me next time, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, there's a cabin over there, and we should probably go check it out.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a stupid plan. What if we just knock?
Were you thinking of just breaking in?
No, knock on the door.
That's what I was gonna do.
Oh,
Hey, what'd you think I was gonna do?
I don't know. I figured no one would be in there based on what the night lady said.
Who? And I'm
Ormera.
giving Eris a solid stare, like, shut up.
Ormera.
While he's walking, he's just gonna put both his hands on his temples, like, I swear to God, we don't know if they're actually in there.
You both saunter up. I have a pretty nice area for like a porch, just like a wooden staircase that leads up to this kind of nice kind of patio. There's not really any furniture on it. You can actually see workbenches. You can walk up, come up to the door, and give it a hefty little knock. You both realize simultaneously, sound itself suddenly just cuts out. Eris, you would probably recognize this. It is similar to the silence spell. As it goes completely dead quiet, you guys watch this board as you feel yourself sink, quickly spring up, flies up, strings attached to vials. The force of the shot sends it up. Those vials kind of pull open. Powder on the inside start to violently react as it... Of course, you don't hear it, but you see it. Blinding white light as both B, Eris, you guys go blind. It's kind of hectic. You guys can't really hear anything. You feel something quickly snap and wrap around your legs. Eris, you feel it like a harsh snap. Something hits you in the chest. Doesn't do any damage, but it is enough to kind of like knock the wind out of you and kind of send you back onto your back. You hit the ground. Eventually get to blink the blindness away, and slowly your vision begins to return. You can see a feminine figure. Long black hair. As she practically holds you down, even though you're restrained, you see sound slowly starts to return. She looks at you. Who are you? What do you want?
Nice to meet you. My name is Eris. Who are you?
She looks over to B. And who are you?
Who am I? You guys on this plane are fucking rude as shit. Who am I? Knock on your door politely, get blinded, now you're fucking... Who are you? If you're gonna do all this shit to us just for knocking on your door, at least introduce yourself first.
She squints her eyes. You guys don't have any symbols that I recognize. You just passing through?
Well, I'm looking for an asshole that stole my pendant.
Yeah. My friend here lost something important to him, and we're trying to get it back. It was stolen by a shady elf.
Yeah, I was about to say it wasn't lost. It was taken forcefully, okay?
She seems to be prying. Eventually, she takes a step back. She takes her boot. 2 clicks. Hits the planks. As the bindings around your feet, they start to undo and pull back into the ground. She offers a hand, helps you guys back to your feet. Sorry about that. Can't be too careful out here. The name's Midnight, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
You said you were looking for an elf?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. He came up to me. It was him and these 2 other elves. They were giving me a hard time. Said I stole something, which I didn't because it was mine. I was given it by my friend. But, you know, no one fucking believes a goblin on this plane, apparently. Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it was a bit of a situation. Shillmund is a hellhole of a town.
You're telling me? Yeah, well, I'm not too surprised. Most elves are very... She kind of like wiggles her head, wiggles her lips. Assholes, more or less.
I think we get along, and then like pat himself off. He's gonna like bow just slightly, take out his hand, like as for a handshake. He says, "By the way, I'm B. B Blastang, to be exact."
Her middle name's Blast.
You got a problem with that, Eris?
I just think it's very fitting.
She smiles. That's nice to meet you, Mr. B and Eris. I don't have a terribly lot amount of time, but if you want to come in for a moment, you're free to. Shake the travel off your feet. Recuperate yourself. I got some food. Do you want some?
Actually, I would love to if you wouldn't mind. Also, I saw you had stuff to tinker with. I wanted to ask you something.
Let's go ahead.
I'm gonna pull out one of my pepper boxes.
You guys are doing that? She's already like turning around and like opening the door. She's expecting you guys to follow.
Oh, I'm gonna follow you. I'm just taking it out. So like I'm gonna unload it just so like I could be polite. Also, I don't know her. I don't want to give her a loaded weapon. Once we get like settled inside, I'm gonna explain what it is and ask her if she has any thoughts on what might make it more accurate, because apparently I can't shoot a rat for shit.
She chuckles to herself. I know what it is. Here, let me see it. Takes it up, pops the barrel out, and kind of spins it. This ain't bad. You make this yourself?
No, I had a friend from a friend that lived in the village near me.
Oh, she hands it back to you.
I couldn't do everything myself, okay?
Right. Well, I'm sure there's stuff you could do to make it better, but I'm not gonna do it.
No one listens to me. I just asked for ideas. You're the second person I asked for an idea, and it's just like, well, I'm not gonna do it for you. Okay, I understand. No,
Do you want it more accurate?
anything to make it better. I mean, I've been traveling for like 2 or 3 years now. You know, never know I'm gonna need it again.
Wow, put a spiral in the barrel.
He hears that, and he clicks his tongue and is like, that bastard. Obviously, you're alluding to Vale.
That's a first step. Better sights. I'm sure you can get it magically enchanted somewhere. Anyway, you guys like tea? Want some water?
I don't really care for tea.
You
I would love some tea.
Want some water then?
Sure, why not?
You step in. It's a homely little cabin. Furniture for comfort. Little fireplace. It's like own little kitchen area. She kind of steps off and she does. She's like, oh, take a seat. Wherever you like. Make yourself comfortable.
Well, I'm gonna sit down at, if she has a table there, that would be preferable. And then when I sit down, I'm gonna ask her if she minds if I try to tinker a bit to see if I can put that spiral in it.
Oh, of course. Go for it. You might have better luck if you take it back out to the front porch. There's plenty of tables and tools out there.
Well, thank you. You know, you're the first decent person I've met here so far.
Oh, that's...
I'm not a decent person!
That's, troubling.
You're kind of grumpy all the time, Eris. Can you blame me?
At this point, she's preparing this tea. Bee steps out to the front. Eris, you notice, as she gets it prepared, puts it on this like little fire, and starts to kind of cook. Her head snaps up. She looks over to the front. Do you have more people with you?
Well, we were looking for this elf guy, and so we have 3 others that are, well, with us, but not with us, you know?
Ah, well, I think they're coming. Starts to make her way towards the door. I'll try not to give them as rude as a hello as I did to you guys. Beau and Vale, you're senseless wandering. You can see the same cabin. What appears to be Bee just kind of like tinkering out, and this woman that is standing out, looking out to you guys.
Oh, hey, Bee!
Hi, I'm gonna go back to it.
I take it you guys know each other.
Yeah, they're sort of with us, but like they went the other way because you know more fucking area. It's a big forest.
Oh yes, well, covering more ground, you can certainly find stuff a lot
We didn't
easier.
find the elf though, or your pendant. Sorry.
Did you find your elf friend, person, stealer?
Definitely not a friend.
Does it look like I found him?
She stepped down the stairs, offers a hand. It's a pleasure to meet you. Your names?
My name is Beau. Nice to meet you.
I'm Vale.
Well, it is nice to meet you. Midnight.
Nice to meet you.
Midnight, just a quick question. What are you living in the forest for, and why are you so cautious?
Her tone seems to change. There's, let's just say you can't trust anybody out in these parts.
You're telling me, and I go back to it, just hearing fucking hammer.
It's easier to depend on yourself than on others.
So why do you stay in these parts then?
I mean, why wouldn't I? I have everything I need.
I guess.
It is a pretty forest. I don't usually go in forests, so maybe this is just how all of them look, but...
I do like it here. It's a lot prettier than most of the forest that I've seen. Whenever you guys, continue on, I unfortunately have not seen your target or whatever, your elf man. I don't even know why exactly you are looking for him out here. Does he live out here?
No clue.
Well,
We kind of saw him run this way, but that was a while ago. He kind of more limped away, thanks to Bee, but...
It was less of a limp and more of a drag, and I do not regret anything.
See suspicion is starting to creep on her face. Odd place for an injured man to escape to.
That's what I
Well, to
said.
be fair, he's an elf. He probably knows magic to put his leg back on, so you never know.
Druid, maybe?
yeah, something like that.
Was it a powerful druid?
Well, we didn't really
Not sure.
know him that well. Just took poor Bee's pendant.
Well, we didn't really have a chance to chase him. His buddies apparently were members of the guard and apprehended us, and then we got locked in jail, and that's when we really got to know each other.
Well, to be fair, I don't think his buddies remember their guard. They probably just came because, these things are pretty loud.
You guys see, the more words that are spoken, the more uneasy Midnight seems. She seems to be putting together something that she shouldn't be putting together.
I'm gonna take a break from tinkering and I'm gonna look at her. It's like, okay, I see how this sounds. Let me start from the beginning. He came up to me. He was an asshole. He took my pendant, and I'm not gonna lie, I might have gotten a little more upset than I should have. And I blew his knee off, which connected the rest of his leg there. Which, in fairness, at that point, the guards were there and they saw that as threatening, so they put us in jail. Which is fair, but then we never got questioned or anything, so fuck them. And I go back to tinkering. If you have any questions about it, I'll answer.
Where did this happen?
Come on.
Also, hold on. We got also pulled away to jail with you. We weren't even with you. We had no idea who you were. We were bystanders, and they pulled us away anyway. If it wasn't for that guy with the big friend, we would be still there.
Gee.
Yeah, and then we made our escape out of there, as hastily as possible. And you won't even believe how I got there. Imagine waking up in an alternate version of your body in a different universe.
Yeah, don't pay attention to him. I think he hit his head at some point.
Way too much. My God.
She kind of smiles, clasps her hands together. Sorry. I just want to make sure you're not. I guess I'm just being overtly cautious. I don't know. I want to make sure you're not somebody that I need to worry about.
You don't gotta worry about me. You're being nice enough and you're letting me tinker on your tool. I'm not someone who throws that away.
Fair enough. Well, like I said, I don't have a lot of time, but if you want to just take a moment and rest up here, then feel free to gather yourself.
How long do you think tinkering will take, B?
Honestly, I think it's working. I'm not entirely sure.
What are you doing to it?
He's gonna give a look at Vale, and then he's gonna look at you and say, don't worry about it.
Midnight kind of smiles again. Actually, you know what? If you want to help me trust you a little bit more, I might have a job that you can help me with, if you would be so inclined.
Sure.
What is it?
I'm looking for an item, and unfortunately, it's way far over in the Elven Empire, last I've heard.
He's audibly gonna groan at the sound of elves.
I mean, that's where we find your elf friend.
That is kind of why I don't have a lot of time. I do plan on heading out that way fairly soon, but if you want to take the time, you could certainly help me out if you want to. I'm sure I could find a way to repay you all if you choose to.
I'm from the Elven Empire.
You're gonna see Beast give you a look of like, oh, the fucker.
What?
She cracked up at that, Beau. She's like, oh, well, you might know what I'm looking for then.
Oh, maybe.
It is a gem. It's about 3 feet in length, purple and kind of swirls with power. They typically refer to it as Heart of the Face. You ever heard of it?
I was a little sheltered, but
That's alright. Last I've heard, it's in Chip Levin.
I was from Berlo, so.
So you want us to help you steal some magical gem from a capital city of elves?
Well, steal or purchase if it is being sold. I don't mind the way that I get it. I just need to get it. I need it for a project. You can come have a look if you want. She gestures for you guys to follow. She takes you around the port and back to these doors. Big doors. Grabs a hold of them, kind of swings it open. It opens up, you can see this massive steam engine. I've been working on it for a while. It's got some magical properties that I've been working on. I think that gem will really help out. Should I take it to the Elven Empire if you want?
This thing?
I should have enough juice to get us there. She kind of gestures and she slips into the hangar, goes on down the train, getting pretty much climbing up and hopping into it. The train seems to come to life. Steam puffs out of it. The lights seem to flick on. It pulls forward. It pulls up, she gets level with you guys, gestures for you guys to hop in. You do notice this one does have 2 trailers hooked onto the back of it, though she gestures for you guys to hop to the cockpit. As she pulls you guys in, you can see interior, just absolute network of pipes. You can see knobs, levers, gauges. She begins to fiddle with a couple of them, pulling this lever forward. One that's kind of horizontal, she pushes it ever so slightly as the train seems to lurch forward. It pulls forward. The train seems to kind of pick up the speed, dropping faster and faster and faster. Now, mind you, Eris, you remember, B, you remember, this track ends very abruptly as it's lurching forward faster and faster. See, she takes a moment and what she describes as the firebox. Takes that lever hooked up to it and pulls it open. These doors pry open. You can see the flame inside, though it's not like a normal fire. It crackles almost with this bluish magical energy. She seems to take this gem from her pocket. Strangely enough, actually takes it to her mouth, scrape it, as though she's almost pulling something off of it, and flicks it in as it pops and crackles, reacts to it. As it lurches, what you'd expect for the train to derail, it just smoothly as it sits and rides on what appears to be these kind of spectral rails. It digs forward, she kind of looks around. It's like, alright, you guys ready? Kind of a few levers on the top. She begins to kind of fiddle with them until eventually she pulls one and pulls it towards her. You guys feel the train starts to lurch up the rails. It literally starts to go up at a 45-degree angle. You guys eventually break the tree line as a train, as far as you're concerned, starts to basically fly.
Is this the magical part you were talking about?
We have a lot to talk about.
She nods. You guys get a pretty good distance. You get 120 feet up over the tree line, though you hear the fire kind of crackles and it pops. And you hear kind of this weird and there's kind of a moment of silence. Stephen Nick peers back into the firebox. Ah, shit. You guys watch as the rails start to kind of spark. You see them fade in and out. She takes another gem, cracks it in 2, pops it in. The rails just train goes into a free fall. Guys feel the weightlessness of just falling. Some of you even kind of like begin to pick up off the ground until you hear the splintering of like wood until suddenly train just drags, leaving this massive just crater, eats into the ground. They're all fine. Midnight's kind of like, oh, is everyone alright?
I don't think you had enough juice.
I'm guessing that's why you need the fairy heart.
Yes, that is why I need the gem. You see, honestly, the bullet needs a little bit more work. It can operate normally, like a normal train, but obviously I don't want that. Taking off like it did, that takes quite a bit of juice. That is why I need the gem. I do think if I can have that gem, it would really solve a lot of the bullet's problems. She files out, y'all climb out. The bullet itself is now like on its side and like halfway into the ground.
Is it gonna be okay?
Oh, it'll be fine.
How far away did we get?
Half a mile away. Well, unfortunately we'll have to walk, I guess. We'll just leave this here. She taps the side of the train.
That's so far.
Yeah, well,
Okay. And then I'm gonna like push Midnight that way, just slightly picking up the pace, just in case. I'm assuming a train falling from the sky makes a pretty loud noise.
Yeah.
So you guys are traveling quite a far distance too. Take a good couple of days, a little over 2 weeks. So I'll say the first few days definitely go without problem. You travel through Juncture and make your way towards Eastern Dune.
During one of those nights we've been traveling, would it have been possible for B to have a watch with Midnight?
Their eyebrows kind of raise. Oh, wait. The main one, you said Ormera is her name?
Mm-hmm.
It's a she? I always thought that was a man. Well, thanks, I guess.
We're far enough away now, and hopefully nothing is going on. But just in case, I'd rather tell you, since you have been hospitable, and like I said, you're one of the only decent people I've met on this plane so far. I would like to keep a good relationship.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks. But I really don't want to get too friendly with you guys, if I'm being honest too. Listen, we're just working together. Let's keep it like that. Of course, I have no reason to really be hostile towards you guys. I mean, you didn't try to capture me or anything, but I don't like to team up a lot.
That's fine. I still think it's better that you know? I don't think you would have too happy if they somehow randomly caught up and start yelling our names,
She smiles. Well, I hope you take no offense, but if we do get caught, I probably won't be sticking around very much.
But I won't either, don't worry.
Wow, perfect. You're not too bad for a goblin bee.
I don't see, that's something I don't understand. Is there a thing, goblins on this plane? Because where I came from, they're not.
I mean, they get a bit of a bad reputation here.
I'm gonna have to go up there and talk some sense to them.
You can try. Just because you're a goblin yourself doesn't really give you immunity to their stances.
Well, it's not that. It's the whole pendant thing, and then I'm gonna like go into just a little bit of detail on my background, just enough to like where I'm from and who my parents are. So I think I could help a little bit at least.
I don't really know how it works up there. I am not up there often. I prefer not to be because I've heard you really get ambushed a lot in Mobuck. So, I try to stay free of that place. But you'd know more than I do, probably. I can see where you're coming from, though. I guess my parents really weren't like that. They weren't anything special. I wasn't with them for long. We kind of split off at a young age for me. It's kind of the reason I prefer to be by myself. I figured out that from an early age that when you get to liking people, when you get to loving them, you tend to make decisions that really don't make sense sometimes.
I get that.
Caring about somebody is a really dangerous thing.
Yes, it is. But I'm really in no position to fight that.
Do you, she kind of looks back at the sleeping party. Do you plan on staying with them?
Until I find my pendant, at least, I can't really go back without it.
She nods. I'm not really too scared of what would happen to me, the decision that I would make if I cared enough. I'm more scared of the fact that I would make that decision and think that it's the right decision, if that makes any sense. I mean, like my mom and my dad, they loved each other, obviously. I mean, they went far enough to have somebody like me. She looks back again. She's like double checking to make sure everyone's like asleep, and she takes her hair, pulls it back a bit. She has elven ears. I'm actually from the Elven Empire. I wasn't too big a fan. I could imagine that a lot of people there, they weren't really happy when I started creating and tinkering.
That's fair. fair. And if it's any consolation, I think you're a pretty damn good elf. Since you know decisions, I don't think you need to be too worried about them. As long as you think you're right and you stick to your guns, and I pat my guns on my belt.
Well, it's hard to explain. I may not come off as it, but I'm a pretty stubborn person. You can imagine that when they started expressing their dislike of my creations, I really didn't back down too easily. You can imagine elves being the way they are. Push came to shove and, well, they were going to either throw us out or have us killed. I guess that's what scares me, is my dad was a very smart man. I think I've gotten a lot from him. I am a lot like him. He really knew how to take care of himself, and he really knew how to... Well, anyway, when we were under attack, we were escaping, or trying to, and it was strange. He was so willing to throw himself onto somebody's blade just for my mother. It somehow felt like the wrong choice, but also the right choice at the same time. It's hard to explain, but I think that's what I'm scared of the most. I'm not afraid of dying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just afraid that I would have to care for somebody so much that I feel like being stabbed would be the right choice.
I think I understand how your father might have felt. I would do the same thing for Travin.
She looks to the ground. Well, I wish the best for you. I don't know how to feel about that. I've been able to live for a very long time because I only had to depend on myself. I'm a very capable woman, and I like to think that the only reason that I am still alive today is because I didn't have to worry about anybody else. It's more efficient.
I understand where you're coming from to an extent. But with that being said, there's also things you can't do when you're alone. I mean, I told you, I wasn't the ones that made these completely by myself, and he takes out one of his guns and I starts looking it over and kind of wipes off the dirt. Travin was the one that did all the heavy lifting. I can make the ideas and I could do some small things, but he knows how to do all this. And without him, I would have never had these. I would have never had a way to fight for survival. I mean, I was never good at swords or bows and all that stuff, but with these I have a way to live. And while I'm alone now, when I do get back there, I will forever be grateful to him. Just something to keep in mind. As capable as some people are, two heads are better than one. And hey, if you ever want to just stop, I guess, hiding, because let's be honest, that cabin, as comfortable as it was, I don't know from what, but it does feel like you were hiding from something. You could always come to where Travin or I from. I know for a fact they will not be upset with you tinkering. If anything, I'm pretty sure they can annoy you more than anything, because that train was pretty damn cool once I find out how to get back there.
I appreciate the offer. I think I would rather just stay here. This is the plane that my father lived on. It's the one where he died. It's the only place I can freely visit him when I want to.
That is indeed fair.
I should probably get some sleep. Thank you for that talk.
No, thank you. Dad, no one knows about all that, so, if you wouldn't mind, can you, kind of... And his voice does crack. He's like, can you kind of, not tell them, please? And he gives off a goblin smile as best he could.
She nods. At this point, she's choked up, fighting back the urge to cry at this point, before she steps off and makes her own little bedroll. A lot of elves, they meditate. They don't really sleep. Midnight is most likely the same way. However, she doesn't really get into this meditative state. It's a familiar, universal pose of laying on your side. It is the let everything loose and cry pose. It seems to go silent.
I would like to take off my cloak and just put it over her, just in case somebody wakes up, and then I'm gonna go back to wherever we were sitting and then finish my wash.
As you cross into the elven territory, slowly but surely making your way towards Chiplin. You guys are about 2 hours away from the capital at this point. Midnight stops you as it's getting close to nighttime. Let's go ahead and take a rest here. Get ourselves nice and ready for the morning. Chiplin, it's a fairly big place, so we'll have a lot of searching to do. I'd rather do that after being rested up a bit.
Should we split into watches?
That's alright. I'll take the watches.
You sure?
Yeah, well, elves can meditate, and we can still hear when we are meditating, so it shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
Just because how B is, he'll still wake up for the last watch.
You all head to sleep, getting a nice good rest before the big morning. B, since you're getting ready for the last watch, you do wake up before everyone else. You're actually being woken up by sound. You hear faintly, your ears perk up in the distance. There's armored individuals. Sound like they're approaching. You can see a faint flickering of light in the distance as well.
First off, before I wake up, is midnight there?
So you notice immediately your hands are bound behind your back. Your wrists and your feet are bound and they're behind your back. You try your best to look around. You see more accurately what Ormera described Midnight as. Cloak over. She appears to be stashing a few things away in her satchel.
Hey, I don't care that you're leaving. Just don't leave me bound. I am not going back there.
She kind of jumps a little bit, not expecting you to be awake so soon.
You could leave if you want, just unbind me. I told you myself I would run away too, and I know you like being alone, so you do your thing. I would like to think you at least have the courtesy of not letting us get fucked.
Her hands tightly squeeze her satchel. She's quiet. You could tell inside she's kind of fighting with it. I didn't survive for so long by making friends, especially with random people that I meet.
Just because we had a moment and we traveled doesn't mean we're friends. I did enjoy your company, but I understand survival. If you could trust anything, trust that I would not backstab you, because honestly, I just want to get back home.
I can depend on me. If you are good people, or what it's worth, I'm sorry. Her head pulls to the side, the marching in closer, takes her right hand, black wispy clouds. The wave of her hand, midnight goes invisible before you can hear the soft kind of.
At this point, I'm gonna yell, at least toss me a knife, damn it.
As B's yelling, it rouses the rest of you awake. All of you are bound.
Come on!
Cutting myself free.
It's not rope. They're shackles. They're metal.
This is probably gonna suck for me. Could I wiggle out one of my guns and aim it as best I can at the feet shackle things?
Any amount of sleep that was still in you is just blown away as B just erupts in the night. Doesn't do anything, B. It just sparks off of it.
I've got nothing. I'm giving up.
Eris laying there just absolutely pissed.
I would like to fucking worm crawl as fast as I can behind a tree. I'm not gonna worm crawl.
You can roll.
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah!
B's just like starts rolling away. The guards eventually approach. You can see this nice like elven armor. Definitely elves. About 8 of them there. One that clearly the head of the group looks back to one of the others. I guess this is the one she was talking about. Alright, you lot, come with us. Starts grabbing you. Wait. One of the stray ones in the back start to run over and pick up B.
I'm wiggling.
Midnight locked us here. This isn't what you think. I swear, if we get arrested again when it's not even our fault, this is ridiculous.
Sky's gonna come back and be so disappointed when we're back in jail.
Before you start carrying us away, who told you to come get us?
I don't respond. I dragged you for quite some time. 2 hours. You guys did succeed. You are in ship 11.
Oh my god, we're back in it!
I'm using the same picture. This one is definitely a bit different. It's got this big tower in the middle. It splits off and there's some walls that kind of surround that, and each wall there's entrances that go up, north, south, east, west. And as I pull you along, you do see that down south there appears to be a courtyard. You do notice in the big tower you can hear a female's voice, and to your surprise it is booming, it is loud. It sounds similar to the effects of thaumaturgy. Her voice is innocent. It's a very feminine and innocent voice, and you can hear pain and almost like the sobbing behind it. Oh, please, I have no connection to them. Whatever's happening is not my fault. I promise. Ask any of them. And she's like screaming and trying to resist. She says it again that she's not connected to the Fae, but eventually you are brought past it. They bring you to appropriate cells. You do notice, strangely enough, these cells are weird because this place actually doesn't really have a roof. It's kind of open, and the cells are in the same kind of fashion. The bars kind of go up and up, probably about 15 feet. Unlike first prison, you all get your own cell. Nobody gets to double up. They all throw you in and close the doors, lock them.
Do they unbind our hands?
Yeah, once they throw you in there.
I fly out.
You fly. And as you get to that 15-foot mark, there is a magical barrier. The moment you hit it, you take 3 points of force damage. The barrier reverberates as it smacks into you.
Guys, there's a barrier. Can I do magic in here?
Try some magic. These cells are anti-magic. Unfortunately for you, these are elven prisons. They contain much more magical creatures than a normal prison.
I still haven't done anything wrong, and this is my second time being arrested. I don't know what to do!
Why were we even arrested?
I would like to apologize to the party in advance. I would like to yell to try to get a guard in here.
It takes some time, but eventually one does kind of come up. He comes up and looks into yourself. What do you want?
I want to get close to him. I'm going to try to be as dead center as possible, away from all the cells as I can. Walk up to it. I heard while we were walking in, someone was talking about the Fae.
That's none of your business, goblin. Before he just kind of starts to step off again.
Wait, before you leave, you might want to hear this.
And he just leaves.
I'm gonna yell, get back here, I have some information.
He is not interested, he just leaves.
B is yelling that once he gets out of here, he's gonna go to the Court of Spring.
What is that?
Don't worry about it. He's just gonna keep yelling about that and basically any big names that he remembers off the top of his head.
Followed by that fit that B's having. You guys occasionally just hear as Eris is just like slamming into the bars with her horns.
Jeez, Eris!
About an hour passes as you guys are just sitting there, exhausting yourself, Eris, after so long, or just passing time as B just keeps making this fit and fit. Eventually, you do see about 4 guards enter to the prison area. They come up, they all approach B's cell. Being as cautious as possible, they open the door, file in, and kind of like have to wrestle B down a bit. The same shackles the guys were in, they put him on B, wrench his hands behind his back as they put him on him, and then begin to drag him out and pull him down the hall.
Yeah, well, once they get those shackles on, I'm gonna just calm down, because at this point, I'm gonna just try talking.
Talking to him, they don't say a word. They seem stoic and quiet. You guys watch B get pulled out of sight. They pull you out. They bring you to this middle part. As they pull you up, there's 2 guards guarding the main door for that place, and they seem to talk back and forth, explaining that you might be another one. They look to each other. They both seem to have keys. As they put a key in 2 different locks on this door, kind of clicks open. The door kind of pulls open, but they don't pull it open completely, just enough for you guys to get through. As they pull you in, you can see this, you're introduced to this circular room. You can see statues that seem to align these pillars that go all around the room. As you're brought in, you can see there is like a small like staircase up to a podium, and there is a woman chained up in here, the same woman that you're hearing sobbing and crying. So the thing that takes you back is she is massive. She's about 20 foot tall, and this kind of got these massive shackles that are chain. They basically toss you in there and make their way back out. The doors close and lock behind them. This massive lady takes notice of you. Oh, another one. What's your name?
Hi, I'm B.
It's nice to meet you, B. You can call me Lina.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Lina. So, why you what kind of, just using his head to point at the shackles?
Oh, well, they think I have something to do with whatever's going on with the Fae.
There's something going on with the Fae?
Well, I think so. That's what they said, but I hadn't seen any of it.
I'm gonna look at Lina and ask her if she knows literally anything that's going on with the Fae, and I'm looking concerned.
Not really. I mean, they think that I'm a Fae creature, but I'm not. But I did hear that the weather was being really weird. Well, that's all I really know.
Motherfucker, I need to get out of here. I'm saying this all out loud. It's like, I need to get out of here fast, because...
Well, I need to get out of here, too. I'm not supposed to be in here.
I'm not either. And if what you said is true, then I think we're all kind of screwed. Oh, also, where are the guards? I need to talk to one of them.
They typically keep me locked up in here. Guess they don't see any need to guard in here if the place is locked. I can't really fit through one of the doors either.
Yeah, how the hell did you get in here?
They brought me in here, but she kind of like looks, she's sitting in like a small like puddle of water. They did something with the magic and it brought me in here. I came through here. She looks down at the water.
Interesting.
They wouldn't really listen to me. Do you know the Sentinels?
I confidently say no.
She like droops in defeat. Nobody's heard them. Basically, there are 4 main Sentinels. They're like really big guardians. You've seen an elemental, right?
I know of them.
It's like that, but think like really big.
Are you one?
No, I'm not a Sentinel. I'm the daughter of one.
Oh, do you mind if I ask what their name is?
My dad is Virus. Have you ever heard of him?
I must say no.
He's the Fire Sentinel. He wouldn't really be happy to see me in here, probably. He's known to have a temper.
I want to know why he keep you here, though, instead of trying to do something.
They might just be scared.
But just because they're upset, they should at least get all the information instead of, and he yells this point, instead of being assholes.
I do wish they weren't so mean. I mean, I would be happy to answer questions. They don't have to lock me up.
Elves will be elves.
But I like elves.
Nothing against you and the ones you know, but it's just, I mean, look at me. I haven't had the best relationship with them. Also, I'm in here technically because of one.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And he just keeps going off on a tangent, kind of to himself, but loud enough that if she's listening, she listens. Motherfucker took my pendant, now I can't go back home.
Do you need help finding your pendant?
Yes, without it, I can't go home.
Where's your home?
Well, that's kind of probably the reason they brought me in here too. I'm kind of from the Fae as well. And so that's kind of, yeah, it's not why I know that there's a good reason for them to be scared. But no one wants to listen to a goblin on this plane for some reason.
I'll listen to you.
At this point, there's really not much else to say. If I could get one of them and explain the situation.
She kind of looks around. Are you cold? I can warm it up if you want me to.
What do you mean?
Well, like I said, I'm the daughter of the Fire Sentinel.
So you could use fire just willy-nilly?
She takes a small breath. You see like probably the smallest like fire breath you've ever seen. Candles just out of her mouth.
Did you try to burn your chains away? I mean, I'm assuming if you're a daughter of a sentinel, you should have enough power to melt them at least a little bit.
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't want to break them.
Would you do me a favor and try? Because if that happens, then they might be mad, but we'll be able to talk to them and figure this out. Because if we don't, a lot more bad stuff is gonna happen.
I try to be nice when I can. Sometimes I get a little too much. I don't like to do that. Can we pay for the shack if we break it?
I'll do you one better.
She begins to stand up. Her legs aren't shackled in any way. She stands tall enough that like the chains go limp because of how high she stands. And she takes a moment and focuses. You can see the heat radiate off of her skin. The shackles begin to become red hot. Start to go up the chain. Keeps doing it, focusing until eventually she takes her hand and gives it a nice pull. Chain just shatters. She pulls it off of herself. Okay, I'm free.
Do you mind, and I kind of hold up my wrists.
Oh, she like bends down and she like scoops you up. You fit in the palm of her hand very gently. It's like trying to figure out a way to grab a hold of your shackles. I don't want to hurt you or burn you.
You're fine, Lina. I won't be upset. I'm asking you to do this. I need to be able to move freely.
She pinches your shackles between her index and thumb. You feel the temperature quickly begins to increase. Gets hotter and hotter.
I am putting on the best deadpan face and just smile at her, just like, yep, no, it's working.
Quickly, I'm talking like in seconds, it jumps up to 100 degrees and suddenly 150, 200.
Anybody for roasted goblin?
Temperatures rapidly increasing. There's one issue though. Your shackles are not becoming as red hot as her shackles were. She kind of focuses for a moment, keeps going. 250, 300 is unbearably hot. If you last in this, like even seconds longer, you're gonna start taking damage.
Okay. Can you just pinch him? I mean, you should be strong enough, yeah?
Oh, she immediately, her hand like just pulls away. As she pulls away, you're like just dripping in sweat. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I wasn't expecting these shackles to. They're probably magical of some sort.
She takes her index and thumb again. This time, just pinching them instead of applying heat. You feel the pressure. Just holds it. I don't think these are going to break.
That's fair. I appreciate it, Lina.
I have another idea. Maybe she takes a look at one of the like right above one of the statues. Stands up a bit higher. Takes you and then she rears back. She's fixing to throw you, B.
Lina, I could take a lot, but I don't think I can.
I'm sorry. You're probably right. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you. It was a good idea, though. If I was a little bit stronger, definitely.
She's desperately looking for a way to get you out of this. I guess we should probably get out of here quietly, huh?
Yeah, probably. But do you know of a way out?
As quietly as she can, she manages to step over out of the puddle. She's actually surprisingly quiet. Very softly steps over. She bends her head down and looks at the door and frowns. The door, it's very clearly too small for her. She stands back up. She looks straight up. What about there? Points. And there's like just a big hole at the top.
Can you get up there?
Sure, it can't be hard. You see, she starts grabbing onto certain places. She's still holding you in her right hand, and with her left hand and her feet, she starts to climb up. And again, you're kind of impressed. She's more athletic than she comes off as. This polite, goody two-shoe nature. She's not clueless. She knows how to climb. Climbs, eventually getting to the top. She tries to poke her head up. See, she kind of just bumps her head. She's like, You feel her leaning back and she panics and grabs a hold with her left hand, keeping her from falling completely back.
I ask her if she can try to heat up the barrier.
She looks at the hole questioningly.
It looks like there's a magic barrier here, right? Since you can't get out. So maybe
I hate to do this to you, V, but she's gonna do it. She kind of like pulls open the collar of her shirt and just kind of sticks you in there. She pretty much just like sticks you there, letting her freely use her other hand.
Well, at this point, B's just gonna get comfortable, I guess. He can't really do anything.
Let me know if it gets too hot, okay?
Okay.
Something about her changes as she takes in this deep breath. You can see any exposed part of her body. You can see it, like these runes start to kind of light alive and kind of glow. And I mean, it starts to get warmer and warmer. She pulls in, you can see the ends of her hair begin to light a fire. Nothing like the candle that she showed you beforehand. This would put a dragon's breath to shame. Take 10 points of fire damage until finally the runes quickly start to disappear. She very, very carefully raises her head. Eventually, her head peeks up over the hole, pulls you back out, and keeps you in her right hand. Okay, now what?
I do have some friends that were in here with me. I'm trying to figure out a way to get us out of here without putting you in danger.
Oh, there's more of you?
Yeah, there's a couple more in the other prison cells. We got caught up for no reason. We were camping one night, and then we just kind of got ambushed by them.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's fine. Surprisingly enough, I'm getting used to this.
She kind of looks over the hole. She puts you back in the same spot, kind of nestles you in her chest again, as she takes both her hands, pulls herself up, pulls herself up out of the hole, and begins to slowly crawl back down the backside of it.
Ask her if she has any way to like contact her dad.
There are ways of doing it, but I can't do it right now.
Is it a simple way? Like, do we just have to go somewhere to talk to him? Because I feel like if we get him, he might be able to help a lot.
Well, you can perform a ritual, but you need certain tools for it.
That's fair. So that's gonna have to take a back burner. I'm gonna ask her to walk back there, like the back of the cells. Because at this point, she's kind of my hands and feet, so.
She starts to very slowly and quietly step back that way. You're not sure how, but this big 20-foot lady just tiptoeing very, very quietly. You remember there was 2 guards at the front. They somehow have no idea that she's just creeping right by. She gets across the opening, and then she finally gets into spots where her body's kind of covered from them. She starts to... It takes a few moments, but suddenly you guys see this 20-foot woman just tiptoeing very slowly.
Guys, is that bee in her?
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to wiggle out just so my head peeks over. It's like, hey guys, I brought help.
Well, you don't see this every day.
There was a magical berry. See if you guys can do magic now.
Try magic? No. It's still anti-magic. Oh, are these your friends?
Yes.
Yes,
It does take him a second to say yes, but he does say yes confidently.
She gives you a very warm smile, though. She does that wave where she doesn't really like move her hand, but just like her fingers up and down. Oh, they need to get out, don't they? How should I do this?
Would it be possible for you to break the barrier so you won't have to like break anything except the barrier?
I could try, but the guards might hear it. You hear there's like a set of guards that are like fixing to come up. She quickly panics, kind of looks around, and without even thinking, you see her like crouch, and she just jumps. It takes a little bit of bouncing, but her feet kind of like hit on the top of the bars. There's no fuck away. And they walk, get about halfway down the hall. They pass your cell, Eris, and then Beau, they're kind of approaching your cell, and they stop. Hey, wait a minute. Looks back behind them. Oh, that damn Feyweather. It's starting to get hot in here. Fan himself off as he starts to keep walking. At this point, before they continue to walk, they go around the corner. You realize she's holding her breath. Lina very gingerly kind of, she drops, and surprisingly enough, again, she lands. You can still hear her feet kind of just like, but it's much quieter than you expect it to be.
Is there a way you could open up the cells without being loud?
I can try. She has crouched down. Again, these cells are kind of meant for more normal-sized people. She starts with you, Eris. I'm going to try and get you out, okay? The actual lock of the door, she takes her index finger and thumb, grabs a hold of it. Eventually, you see the lock. It crumples like a soda can, just presses her hand over it, trying to make it as quiet as possible. She gives it one quick tug. The door just very softly just swings open. Amira does the same, squeezes it, and the lock just... Lina does work one by one, slowly crushing the locks, and eventually getting you all out of there. You can see a very similar area where Kai had been. Kai is actually there now. He's looking a bit dumbfounded. The situation on the table is you guys in prison. See Calcul sitting there, and he's just, his face is in his hands. He's rubbing his forehead. And with that, we'll end the session for tonight. I don't know what it is with you, Al. You're just perfect at making bad things happen.
I just like to say that Chili's DM picture looks perfect.
You're welcome.
They do DM it to me. Like, how does it look? And I don't know why. The only thing I responded was those very puggers. It's just sucks that you see it.
I want to bonk this man.
No, don't! Don't bonk him. He's old.
Bonk him some religious energy, courses your hammer, he has a heart attack and dies.
Look what you've done! Do you guys want something to drink? Do you want to go to a not depressing tavern with no deities underneath? You know what?
Meanwhile, B is behind the dumpster eating some moss.
I pick him up and here we go.
Vale passed out in front of him.
Oh yeah, Vale. Well, that's Vale. Eris sounded like she was gonna break down.
Shut up.
Now, mind you, it's not glamorous per se, but it'll keep you protected.
I'll wear it under my
diamonds and
clothes.
stuff.
I did, but I sold it all.
Go buy it back in Bethesda.
Can I sell my chainmail armor?
I'll give you 5 gold for it.
5 gold.
Bro.
Ah, yes, the GameStop trade-ups, let's go!
You feeling better, Eris?
No, because now I need to pay back Amira. I'll kick you in the face with my goat leg.
Who are you kicking in the face with a goat leg?
Goblin.
What did B do?
I would like to take aim at the goat's kneecaps.
No, no.
I bet to have some lamb chops up in here.
I miss Amira.
Statistically speaking, we're not going to find another god for like 1,000 years.
I don't think you know the math for that.
How many gods are there in this world?
You start counting on his fingers, like,
How many fingers does B have?
enough.